My name is Sheldon Kopman, creative director and fashion designer for the label Naked Ape. I began my career, actually it's a bit of a journey how I began this career in design. And it started out as being a model, which allowed me, the opportunity to travel far and wide. The modeling really opened up a lot of doors for me. I was able to go and see some really amazing designers, from Giorgio Armani to Joseph Abbo in New York, and really understand what they were doing. Did a few shows here and there, worked with some celebrities. I had a difficulty dressing myself, I found it extremely difficult finding things that fitted me right and in the fabric that I was looking for, and also within the price range. And that led me to design, whereby I took a few ideas, asked a couple of tailors to make something for me here and there, and realized that it wasn't that easy, and I needed to get a little bit more serious about it. And that's when this all fell into place. From that, I became a fashion stylist full-time and worked for titles like Elle Magazine, as fashion editor for Y-Mag, Tribute Magazine, and freelance for quite a few others. I constantly realized that there was a lack of something in the industry. People were always traveling far and wide to get something decent. Targeting an area of menswear that is seriously lacking, not just in South Africa, but worldwide, more in South Africa than anywhere else. We do things African style. We've got a very strong street tailoring aesthetic. I say street tailoring because it's very different to conventional, Savile Row type tailoring. We improvise. We make things happen. We do not have state-of-the-art machinery, yet we make state-of-the-art garmenting. Desmond Morris wrote a book in the 60s sometime, and it's called The Naked Ape. And really it's about this sort of like the evolutionary approach to man and ape, and why we have so much similarities, and from an anatomy to the way we think, to the way we behave. It's a name that you'll remember, Naked Ape is something that is humorous as well. Well, I think our brand differentiation is the fact that our style is really unique. Our cut is very special. It's taken us a very long time to get to this particular point where our shape of garment is quite beautiful and quite pleasing and quite flattering to many shapes. You do not need hundreds of suits to make an impression or to look different on a daily basis. As you feel within is how you need to reflect without, So people say you are what you eat, I can say you are what you wear. Well, the kind of fabrics that we like to use here at Naked Ape are all of a natural consistency. We try to work with as very little polyesters as possible. What are we getting rid of? What is decomposing and what is not? What has been dumped and what will resurface 100 years later? We are on the African continent at the end of the day, and breathability of cloth is the most important thing. From an ecological and an economical point of view. Well, what inspired us to start using bamboo is the fact that we were really excited that there was another new natural fabric on the market, that did not feel like sack. I mean, this is bamboo, This is a bamboo cotton, a blend. The fabric functions beautifully, it breathes exceptionally well. It has a way of dealing with your body temperature, and regulating it, which is wonderful, whether it be winter or summer. So it has that climate cooling ability Being able to source fabric locally is really fantastic, knowing that the fabric that you're sourcing locally is locally made. That is great, that is fantastic. Well, one of our suppliers where we get a lot of our bamboo from locally is Future Fabrics. Locally based right here in Johannesburg. They're doing a fantastic job.
We started the factory 8 years ago with just one circular knitting machine, and we've progressed now that we've got 8 circular knitting machines and 3 flat machines and more machines on the water coming in from Germany. We saw a need to buy into our own supply chain so that we could manufacture the fabrics for garments that we were making ourselves, and that basically developed into a situation where we actually had excess capacity and could supply other people with products that they needed as well. Our factory is really unique in the way that we really look at different products that we can bring into the market all the time, and one of the products that we bring in is a bamboo cotton product. We bring in the yarn from the east. The attraction that we had to the bamboo was that the bamboo is grown naturally and there's no pesticides used while growing it, so that's really great for us. The way we look at it is if we're developing an eco-friendly product, it must have as little processing as possible. If you actually look at the product, you'd actually still see the cotton seed husks in the fabric, and the price of that fabric would actually be cheaper than any other fabric because of how little processing has gone into it. So we believe really less is more when it comes to eco-fabrics.
As the marketing director of Future Fabrics, it is imperative that I try to instill that ethos of being environmentally friendly or going green throughout the entire business, because at the end of the day, it's the way we are reflected out there, not only in the business environment, but to the population at large. When it comes to our packaging, we are very concerned, and we take it very seriously, because once whatever comes in a box, we will then in turn give that box away through to another company so that they can use it instead of just using it once and getting rid of it. And when it comes to our fabrics, if we have reject fabrics or remnants, our little cut-offs, we have a project called Mama Africa, and we give those remnants or cut-offs or offcuts, we give those to these women who then in turn will make clothing or bags and then go out in the marketplace and sell them.
With the bamboo range, people are asking more and more about this. The bamboo fabric is around about 10% of our production at the moment, which is around about 10,000 meters of bamboo fabric per month. But we are really seeing that growing as the trend grows and as people get more educated about this product. People are really becoming more environmentally conscious and caring about what we do to the environment, you know, so that's really exciting, you know. And we see bamboo going into various different things, not only in golf shirts and t-shirts, but we've seen that going into jerseys, we've seen that go into suiting material that we're manufacturing. So that's really exciting to be working with people that actually have got vision and care about the environment, you know. Okay, what happens is we purchase yarn from the east. In the bamboo cotton state, there's 70% bamboo, 30% cotton. We then take 90 cones of yarn, we put it onto the machine, and it would run into the machines through various different stop motions and controls, and then get knitted into a circular knitted fabric. That fabric would be checked by the operator while he's running it, and then inspected again in our grade inspection before dyeing. We would dye it into various different colors. Then once the dyeing process is complete, we would put it onto our heat setting and shrinking machine. Basically what this machine does is pump superheated steam and an agitated roller, and this actually pre-shrinks the fabric. so that you have a situation where you've got fabric that's really environmentally friendly and really stable. So you wouldn't have a situation where you bought a garment and it would be a medium, and then you'd wash it, and then all of a sudden you find out that it's a small. So you're getting good product, eco-friendly products that is really good quality product at the same time. After this, we put it onto our final inspection machine and check it for the last time before it goes to our clients to make sure that this is really top class fabric that we're producing. Basically, these flat knitting machines, what you have is you have the yarn running through the top, through a whole lot of stop motions to ensure that the product is of a good standard. You have heads traversing from left to right, and that's really where the knitting really happens. On these particular machines, you can do various different things where you can have lines going down the fabric, you can have stripes going across, you can do collars, you can do cuffs, you can do waistbands, you can do jerseys, you can do suiting fabrics on these machines. Custom knitting is something where someone like Sheldon will come in and he will really blow our minds. We would look at something, and we're producing the same thing day in, day out, and he will come in and you'll be busy doing what you're doing in the day, and then he'll roll up there and he would really say, can you do this, can you do that, can you do that, and that will really get the creative juices going.
We love Future Fabrics, of course, and the setup and what they're doing, because they are talking to more people. You know, they're talking to bigger designers, they're talking to bigger retailers, fantastic. You know, but we love the smaller guys who can focus on the smaller designers such as us. And it was also wonderful to stumble across a Swaziland-based company called Rosecraft, who do the most amazing bamboo knit.
My name is Molly Lanier. I am the owner of Rosecraft. I'm busy taking it over from my mother, Rose, and I've been here now for 3 years since my daughter was born. We moved back here up to the mountains because we like the lifestyle. We do basically hand weaving. And I manage the staff from the weaving side, the production side, to the market side, to human resource side. I've grown up into the business. As a child, I used to help the ladies with the bobbin winding, the spinning, doing everything. The bamboo we've been doing for a while now. It's the most popular fiber we've come up with. We found bamboo because mohair was becoming too expensive and difficult for us to get. So far bamboo is just flying off the shelves, and yeah, we can't produce it fast enough. First, the bamboo is pressed in a huge sort of rolling machine. It's quite a laborious process. We then have the raw fiber. We send it out to the ladies for spinning. We have a couple of bobbin winders that sit winding the bobbins. And it comes back in, gets weighed back in when it's finished being spun. We then have to set the loom to begin the weaving process. And this is where the fiber is wound round and round and round and round. We have to set the warp for the looms, and that's quite a process in itself. Every single one of those little knots takes basically a full day to tie those little knots. So to set the warp takes 2 full days. That bobbin is then given to the ladies at the loom. They put it into their little shuttle, and as they weave, they shoot it across, and then moving their feet and their arm at the same time, and then changing the weft that keeps moving across. And then once the warp is set, they can weave about 20 meters of fabric. Every single step of the way it's done, everything's done by hand. and we basically bring someone in. They don't have to have any skills, they don't have to speak or write English, and most of our staff now haven't even finished school. So it's not a criteria, and we teach them a skill. If someone wants to come and learn how to weave, we'll teach them how to weave from beginning to end. These ladies have been weaving for 30 odd years, so they're masters of it.
My name is Mama Nana. I'm working for Roscraft. I have been working for Roscraft for 27 years. I learned how to use bamboo, that is to weigh it when I want to give it to the spinners, and to do the quality control.
Hello, Emma.
Hello, Ndomfuti.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. And how are you?
I'm fine too.
Did you finish spinning the bamboo?
Yes, I'm finished.
Okay, now I have to weigh it for you. I weigh it. They take it home to spin it, and then they bring it back. Then I wait again to check that if they've brought back everything I gave to them. We have got people who are doing the work at home, doing the spinning. So it's good for them because it also helps the community to get money. I like working for Roscraft because of the bamboo, because the bamboo comes from the ground. It is natural. It comes from a bamboo plant, and it is friendly, nice and soft.
We have a couple of our own retail shops in Swaziland, and we just started working now with Sheldon and Naked Ape, and we're supplying him, and he's given us great exposure.
Inspiration for what we do in terms of design and everything else, really, it's all drawn locally. It's all South African. There's so much going on at home, you know. A lot of my inspiration comes from the streets of Joburg, you know. The amount of pride that people take in what they wear. We are a very, very, very creative nation as South Africans. And we have lots of creative people out in the streets. But South Africa, I think, is one of the most dynamic places to be at the moment. There is so much going on. Love what Europe does. You know, they are, at the end of the day, pioneers of the industry, and we can learn a lot from them, and we do learn a lot from them. But we don't like to copy them, you know. We do have our own identity, and we need to stick with that. The fabrics that we enjoy using of late is, especially coming into winter season, is this very thick hemp canvas that we've been working with. It's 100% hemp. It is fantastic. We over dye it, we natural dye it, we do various different things to it. Trim it with some leather, gives it a whole new life altogether, you know. We do a really sporty range of jackets out of our hemp, and we do some wonderful cargo pants. Once again, trimmed with some lovely, chunky, metal zips, nice leather trims, whether it be perforated leather or solid nappa. You know, we'd work with like a natural coconut shell button if possible, when we can find it. But the hemp that we find, at least in the market, is not something that you can wear that an accountant could wear to the office, you know? But it is definitely something that has wonderful wear when it comes to traveling, when it comes to everyday streetwear, you know, smarter streetwear. We take it a notch higher. The range that we put together for 2012, our summer collection, it was more of a trans-seasonal collection, but a lot of the emphasis was on summer. It was called an eco range, but eco meaning ecologically and economically friendly. You know, so we played on the word eco. We used a lot of natural fabric, as we always do. We worked a lot of bamboo in the collection. As we're always designing for the traveling man, you're able to pack a very small suitcase, but maximize your wardrobe and look different all the time, you know. The other garments that were shown over at SA Fashion Week was a variety of, there was various different shorts in like summer leathers, as well as summer coats. There were some hoodies as well. There was no formal suiting whatsoever, you know. It was very sort of like street approach to the suit as opposed to the corporate approach to the suit. Well, one of the highlights at SA Fashion Week for the summer 2012 collection was a really beautiful red suit that we had done out of Hopsack. And we had paired it up with a wonderful linen, raw linen and silk shirt that was made. Lovely soft palette, lovely coral color. Everybody really, really loved that. The detailing was fantastic. We made use of our coconut shell buttons, and it was a distinguished and distinctive look that stayed in the minds of many that attended. Well, for GQ Style magazine, which comes out once every quarter, we did an amazing cover shoot with Samuel L. Jackson, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson. Fantastic cover. We engineered this amazing print from that Zulu bead, you know, which is the seed in your backyard. So for somebody like a Mr. Samuel L. Jackson to walk through your doors and actually appreciate what you do is a hell of an accolade, you know. It's a hell of a validation. Not that we're seeking that validation, but wow, you know, he really liked what we do. He appreciated the fact that we use bamboo and a lot of other natural fabrics. He appreciated the sort of tailoring touch that was brought to the garments, and that it wasn't a glitzy bling bling kind of environment, you know. And he himself is somebody to learn a lot from, and I'm grateful for the time that I'd spent with him. He's an amazing, he himself is a designer in his own. He's a very good stylist. He understands himself exceptionally well, and he's a clothes horse. He wears clothing very, very well. So he's like the ultimate model, really.
Rosecraft believes in producing products that are as natural as possible and finding fiber that we can get locally and that is as organic as possible.
I think the future of fabrics in South Africa is quite sustainable, and it's also something that will encourage a lot of employment. You know, we have amazing soil in the SADC region. We can grow anything really, you know, and we have beautiful sunshine.
I'd really like to see the eco trends going in the line that it is really eco-friendly product, and not just people saying it's eco-friendly and it's not, you know. So really, when you're looking at an eco-friendly thing, I mean, you should look at how it is actually being made. Is it really eco-friendly? And what is the price of the product? And it should really be cheaper than everything else.
Well, my thoughts on other sustainable materials and those of recycled consistency as well. The more the merrier. We should be doing more of this.
We're looking at doing banana fiber and pineapple fiber because there's a lot of bananas and pineapples being grown in Swaziland, but the main one at the moment is bamboo.
The use of bamboo, the use of hemp, and the use of other natural fabrics is something that we need to educate consumers on.
As consumers, we tend to latch onto something when it's the in thing. And I'm hoping that eco-fashion is not going to go that route.
When people see that, you know what, actually eco-friendly stuff is fashionable, and then people are going to start using it more and more.
Eco-fashion is definitely a reality. It's all around. We've been doing it for years, and I think it's just becoming more and more popular, and it will continue to become more and more popular.
I'd love it to be a trend that lasts a very long time. I think everybody, every consumer out there, every designer out there should be working with more eco-friendly fabrics.